And don't forget, you can vote for the issue that you think is the most important until the 25th of June. And all the info on how to do that is on the One Show website.
Yes, it's down to you. I love that. I love the concept of that. And viewers have been getting in touch, demonstrating why they should represent different countries on our World Cup wall chart. Look at that in all of its glory. Beautiful, isn't it? And, well, they continue. The pictures continue. So here we are. Look, this is Dave Jackson from Hucknall.
Wow.
Who would like to represent Spain because he says nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes.
There we are. Good luck.
That's good.
You're going up.
This is Maggie Williams from Nottingham, who's supporting Ghana. She loves the country and the people and has lived there for several years, supporting female education. Nice one, Maggie. You're on the wall.
Very good, very good. Now, sticking with the World Cup theme, there you go, lads. Would you like these?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Do you like these?
Thank you.
You can swap them before you open them. That's the exciting thing. Now, back in the...
Why would you swap them before you...
Oh, well, it's part of the jeopardy. It's part of the jeopardy.
Who's in the thing?
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, because back in 1970...
Alex Jones? What?
That is hilarious.
Who do you play for?
Wow!
Grimshaw. I don't...
Oh,
You
I'd say you
didn't
should have
tell-
swapped it before you opened
See,
it.
I
No,
was
I'm
shocked then.
Can I swap you on
One
my
of these.
baker?
No, I want to keep them half baked. Myself.
You keep enjoying those. Now, back in 1974, Italian brothers had a fantastic idea between them to put World Cup footballers on stickers. Not us.
Dara. And in doing so, they sparked a craze that would see school children from all over the world buying and trading in a desperate attempt to fill up their albums.
Yeah, and it would seem that some of those children still haven't grown up. Thanks, Joe. I wonder how
One
much.
more.
Yeah, no. I wonder how much a full Smash Hits album's worth.
Oh, I don't know, but I might look into it.
Get onto that. Now, all this week, in the build-up to the start of the World Cup, we have been inviting people down to our piazza to see if they could bend it like Beckham. That's Beckham. Oh, it's in!
Well, Phil Tufnell wants to take the next kick. Now, he has been practicing, and he kicked it over the blinking fence earlier on.
Come on then,
So
Phil.
You can have one
This is
more
the one.
go.
Okay.
Nice
Okay.
and stay nice and calm. Here we go. Straight through the hole. Oh, it's the wrong side.
Oh,
But
it's
I
a
think it'd have gone
corner.
in. It would have gone in. The keeper wouldn't have saved that. Right, Nick, are you up next,
Am
my
I
man?
going to do it? Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this
Here we
could be
go.
good. I'm aiming for Paxman's face. Just kidding, Chezza. Okay, here we go.
Oh, well, it's not a bad line. You
It's
see,
not
just a bit
great.
more height. You'd have been fine.
Sorry, Dad.
Have we got
Watch
Dara,
it.
Dara, you can have a go.
Dara, give it a go.
Go on,
Right,
Dara.
I'll get the ball, get the ball.
Oh.
I think that's the third time I've kicked
There
a
we are.
football.
Right, Dara, here we go.
Go on, Dara. In it goes.
Put the... Oh, it's good!
Oh, nice.
And it's good!
That is nice.
You know, a little wobble on it.
Real nice.
Good.
Our guests get so excited about just having a go at this.
aiming for
The only reason they come on these days.
It's true. It's true.
But it is possible to do. It is possible to do.
Go on, you have
Because
a go.
somebody managed it this afternoon.
Oh, no way.
Brilliant.
Yes, I was
Yeah,
delighted
amazing.
to see that going.
Good to you.
Absolutely over the moon. There we are.
Anyway, now then, bringing a stray cat home from the shelter can be a big enough challenge, even for the biggest feline fan.
Yes, but do spare a thought for British-born Giles Clark, who ended up bringing not one but two newborn tiger cubs home to live with him and his family.
Oh, everybody in the whole studio has literally melted. It's so cute.
So cute.
And Giles is here. I mean, they obviously became an integral part of the family, the two little
Oh,
kittens.
they were a part of the family for the 4 months that we had them. You know, how could
Yeah.
they not be?
But how did you persuade, though, your wife? You know, how did the conversation go? Now,
Gently at first.
I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to bring two tigers home
Oh,
tomorrow.
she's incredibly understanding. She was in it from the start.
Okay.
And, I mean, now then, how big are they?
Now,
Yeah.
oh, bigger than most big dogs, 65 kilos.
Right.
Good.
And do you
Oh,
still
wow.
have that kind of connection with
Oh,
them
very
then?
much
what's
so,
the-
yeah. They're still, you know, we still interact with them every day, and,
Yep.
and we're introducing and they're interacting with all of our bigger tigers. So
Mm-hmm.
that bond, that relationship that we establish with them when they're very little is something that we continue throughout their entire lives.
Yeah. And we saw you handling them like kittens. I mean, how long were they with you then in the house before you had to
We
let
had them for 4 months. They would come to work at the zoo with me during the day, and then in the evenings is when I would bring them home. And we had them, and 4 months we knew it was time then. They were getting pretty big and naughty by that stage.
Oh, your little boy must have been devastated though when it came the
Yeah,
day to let
he
him
was
go
the
back
one
to
that
the
felt
zoo.
it the most.
And so, I mean, tigers, they're all endangered, but why are the Sumatran tiger's so critically endangered?
Yeah, that's right. So all tigers are endangered. Sumatrans are critically endangered. We now have less than 500 of them remaining in the wild, and the pressures are the same as what faces many species. Habitat destruction, they're still poached and hunted for their bones and body parts that are used in traditional medicines.
Yeah.
And then less habitat and more people, they come into conflict with local people, and obviously they don't usually come out on top.
And really, Spot and Stripe, they're helping, aren't they, to
Spot
raise
and
vital
Stripe
funds?
are doing an amazing job. So they're ambassadors for their wild counterparts. And over the last 9 months, they've helped us generate tens of thousands of dollars that we're pumping back into supporting tiger conservation in the wild, trying to keep tigers where they should be, which is in the forests of Asia.
Yeah, well, you're doing a fantastic job yourself in terms of conservation. But how, you know, looking at your story, how did you end up in Australia then as sort of cat man?
A cat man. I've been really, really, really lucky and had several opportunities throughout my career. So I started in England 20 years ago, and I've sort of chased tigers around the world now. Lived in India for a while and been in Australia for 15 years. So just been incredibly lucky and fortunate that right place, right time.
It's all in the documentary.
Yeah, I
Isn't
can't
it?
wait to see
Oh,
that.
it's going to be good.
Yeah, you can catch the first full episode of Tigers About the House on BBC Two next Monday, the 16th of June at 8 o'clock.
Right now, Dara, as we said, is back with a new series of Mock the Week starting tomorrow. Let's have a look at it, shall we?
Brilliant. We're so pleased, Dara, that it's back tomorrow. And I suppose it's all about the interaction and the dynamics of you guys on the panel.
Those are our kind of our favourite moments where there's somebody says an initial thing and then I add a brick to it and somebody else adds a topper to it and the joke kind of rolls and rolls and rolls. And those are the ones we really, really like.
Yeah, so how do you go about them? Because Catherine Ryan is new to this series, which is great news. She's a fantastic comedian.
Yeah, we've had Catherine on a few times, actually. She's always very good. Catherine's great because Catherine, she's very, very good.
Yeah,
and Catherine has a distinct comedy world that you have to go into. It's really lovely for that. The casting of any shows is a bit like a sitcom, really, to a certain extent. People fulfil different roles within it. There's the cheeky one, there's the naughty one, there's the informed one. And also you want people who listen as much as they talk, so that they're listening out for an opportunity to add to somebody else's jokes. I mean, times when some of these shows in Mock was like this can be a bit like rat-a-tat-tat of people just going, well, I got a thing, well, I got a thing, I got a thing. The better ones are, funny you should say that, that leads me to this, and then I go into that, and I end up being the glue that hopefully joins those kind of ideas together. But the stuff people remember are the stupid jokes that ran and ran and ran about how I look like the guy with the megabuses, or whatever. Stuff like that is the stuff I keep hearing back over and over again. So it's things like that that really, really work. So you want people who listen.
OK.
And Nick, we don't often hear you talking about what it's been like then, obviously, to take over from Chris Moyles as, the host of The Breakfast Show. Do you feel settled in now?
Do you know what? Someone said when I started Breakfast, they said it'll take you like 2 years to settle in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll take 2 years. I was like, maybe a fortnight. But I feel like in the last couple of months, it does feel
just working,
your own, because it's such, I mean, Chris is such a huge personality, and it's such an important show, and it's such an important part of people's days.
Yeah.
It was obviously going to take a bit of time to make that transition happen. But yeah, I really love it. I really enjoy it, yeah.
And you're appealing to a younger demographic, 16 to 24-year-olds.
Yeah.
That's your target, isn't it?
So like our age.
Yeah, our age.
Just like,
maybe a couple of years younger, but not much.
Yeah.
So what do you think then goes into making those 3 hours really good for people of that age?
I think you've got to be, I don't know, I'm pretty obsessive about popular culture. So it sort of comes naturally to me to be obsessed with music videos and sort of nonsense that's on Twitter. So I think you've just got to, I don't know, you've not got to pretend that you're a 16-year-old, because I imagine that would be a terrible radio show. If I was pretending I'd skateboarded in or something, or twerked my way in. So I think, I don't know, you just got to be, I don't know, I'm genuinely interested in pop culture and youth culture, so I think it's a natural thing to me. And sometimes sometimes there's really not planning. It's not like the telly. You just go in and it just happens. Sometimes it's like, a bit of a shambles show. Sometimes it's like slicker than ever, slicker than an oil spill.
Well, we know all about that, don't we?
But I guess it's hard to kind of marry the two, because that culture sort of happens late at night, doesn't it? You're out and about, you're partying and all that. You've got to get up early and then you've got to do this show. So to keep it all going,
It is. Well, it's not really, people always say, like, is it hard to wake up? But it's an amazing job. It's kind of, not to sound cheesy or anything, don't want you to cry, Alex, but it's kind of what I've wanted to do since I was a kid. So when your alarm goes off, it's quite a nice...
Yeah, it's
like I've got to go
exciting,
work
isn't
in a
it?
mine.
Yeah.
You're talking about 16-year-olds. 16-year-olds aren't in clubs. The 16-year-olds desperately want to be in clubs, but they're not No, because they have to go to school the following day, you know. So you're kind of bringing that culture to them. So, you have to be a bridge of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Good answer.
Culture to them.
Yeah.
That's exactly
It's amazing the way I'm not on Radio 1 more often. Isn't it?
Well, another thing you're doing, Nick,
Yes.
is helping to get talented young artists involved with the one-show summer art competition.
Yes.
Now, last year, Lucy Howard from Somerset won. This was the picture that she submitted as a final one, wasn't
I know,
it,
it's got
actually?
such a lovely, gentle style about her work,
It
isn't
was.
it?
And this year, we've got 2 categories, 13 to 17, and then we've got the 18 and over.
Yes. So, Nick, we're going to chat to you
Yeah.
about that very shortly. We're going to meet the 6 finalists as well. But before that, let's hear from Phil.